Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. This is Leadership Talk with Adegoke, the 80th podcast. Yes, 80th. And I'm privileged to have with me on this session on leadership and accountability partners. I have Kate Onokumaya. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having
Excellent.
me.
Excellent. How's the weather in Port Harcourt? I'm sure it's very
Oh, it's
mild.
raining. It's raining heavily here right now.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
been raining for about an hour right now, not non-stop.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I know the few times I've been to Port Harcourt, it's like raining. And when it rains there, it rains cats and dogs.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
But it's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell us, who is Kate Onokumaya?
All right. So Kate Onokomaya is a mother. She is a daughter. She's a lover of God, and she is a loving wife. She is a certified coach, speaker, and trainer. And she's also an executive program leader with the Maxwell Leadership Certified team right now. And she's also a member of the President's Advisory Council of the Maxwell Leadership Certified team. She is the founder and lead coach at Exponential Growth Academy Limited, a coaching training company that's located headquartered right here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. So Kate Onokomaya is who I am. I speak, I coach, I train internationally and locally, and I am privileged to be a bilingual trainer, speaker, and coach. So I train, I coach, and I speak in French and in English. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's
Awesome.
who I am in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you for what you're doing globally, and I want to congratulate you on the Culture Awards. Tell us, this Culture Awards that
Yes.
you won on the John Maxwell Leadership. What's it about, and who are those that get the award?
Okay, the culture awards. It's someone says it's kind of like, and I agree. It's kind of like the Grammys of the Maxwell Leadership Certified team. So during the culture awards celebrations, we celebrate those who have been living the values of our team, and these people are celebrated and awarded a plaquette, and they are awarded a certificate for demonstrating and embodying one or more of the values of the team. So in March 2022, recently, I was awarded with the um, award for the cultural value demonstrating a positive attitude. And this award
Congratulations.
is, yeah, thank you. So this award is a great privilege because it's not the leadership of the team that nominates you for the award. It is your peers, the other members of the team, that the ones that nominate you for the award, and then there is a selection that is done. They come up with the top 20, and then the top 10 are recognized. So I was privileged to be among the top 10 with value, and I won for the value demonstrating a positive attitude.
Wow. I mean, I know that is so apparent, and I want to congratulate you on that award. Now, let's jump right in. Um,
Thank you.
how did you get into leadership?
Oh, long story, short story. Let me say. As a child, let me start. As a child, I always knew that um, I was special, right? You know,
Mm.
children that those kind of kids that are always curious and I want to be not really at the center of things, but I want to be in control of things. And so I've always had this tendency to be in control of things. And sometimes people used to call me bossy. Then I was a very quiet, bossy kid, strong-willed as well. And growing up, I found myself taking charge, not willingly most often, just being the one that nobody else wants to lead. So I jump up and I lead, and I take the lead, and I organize and do stuff. Okay, so how did I get involved with the Maxwell leadership team? I found myself at a point after I left the corporate world.
Okay.
I left in 2009. So I started my journey into entrepreneurship, struggled my way through, did some businesses. I didn't work because I had very little experience in entrepreneurship. And so I got into a multi-level marketing program. And that was when I started seeing myself, training people, leading people, and
Awesome.
helping others to develop their business. And I was privileged to get up to the executive director level in that company
Awesome.
before the company folded up. And the reason they said the company folded up in Nigeria was because there was no leadership. And
Wow.
that got me thinking. I said, but I have been leading all this while, I've built a team. I have
Mm,
people, I've been training people from across teams. How can they say there's no leadership? And I started asking myself, what is this leadership thing?
mm,
And if they say there was no leadership, that means there must be something more. I began searching to find out, okay, how can I become a better leader? Because all this while I thought I was a leader, but how can I really become a better leader? So no one will ever tell me that there is no leadership in my organization. And I wanted to take an academic program. I started searching. I found one, but at the same time, I also got in contact with John Maxwell.
wow.
Yes, so I started following John, listening to John, and when I got the invitation to join his team, it was a no-brainer because I already saw him doing it, executing it, leading, and I wanted the experience of leadership. I didn't just want the academics of leadership.
Mm, mm,
So I joined the team, and I am privileged to have been mentored by him for over 10 years now. I
yes.
have grown, I have improved as a leader. I lead teams, I lead people, I lead my peers, I train on leadership, and it's a wonderful experience. So that is how I got into leadership.
Awesome. 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 I'm just so excited to be sharing the platform with you. I mean, I joined the John Maxwell team in 2014, got certified in 2016, and the journey has been quite interesting. I'm not in mentorship yet, but I hope to join you guys soon. But I think I'm ready now. But I
Okay.
want to say that there's no doubt that being in this community has really helped. Met a lot of wonderful people, including yourself, and leadership is everything.
Yes.
I have a podcast. It's called Leadership Talk with Adegoke, and this is the podcast. You are the 80th person that is going to grace this platform, and we're looking at leadership and accountability partners. And it might interest you to know that I also have a group of professionals where I live, and we wake up every morning very early, walk around for about an hour, listen to the podcast. And we use the content, in our daily life. So we call that leadership walk with Adegoke.
Oh,
So
lovely. Lovely.
yes,
Lovely. That's
yes.
good.
Now let's look at leadership accountability partners. You know, uh, what is that thing about leadership that you need accountability partners? Why? Why do you need accountability partners as a leader?
Right. So as a leader, you cannot, no one is a self-made person. That is one thing, first of all. You always need a team. You need people who surround you, who help you to think, and who can share you can share your ideas, your thoughts with, and they can be your sounding board, and they can also hold you accountable for your goals. I believe that a leader must have integrity,
Mm.
but for a leader to stay in integrity, they need
Hmm.
accountability.
Wow.
What do I mean by staying in integrity? The higher you go in leadership, the more control you have and the more influence you have. if you don't have people who are, checkmating you, who are, helping you to stay focused, helping you to stay in integrity, you might just cross the line at one point.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
always need people who are, helping us to stay in integrity, helping us to stay
Mm,
focused on our goals,
mm,
our visions, and
mm,
helping us to grow,
mm,
because sometimes we get so busy as leaders, and yes, we take courses left, right, we take all sorts of things, but it may not even be the right thing that you're taking. You need someone that will stand by you, someone that is going to be telling you that, look, this is what Kate, for example, Kate, these are your goals. This is what you said you would do. Are you doing it? Are you walking the talk? So
mm,
this person is like a sounding board, is like a checkmate, is like someone that, you know, is always there to ensure that you are doing the work you're supposed to do at the time you're
mm,
supposed to do it, and
mm,
really leading the people the way you want to lead them, becoming the leader you want to be. We all need accountability, and leaders especially need accountability, because if they don't have accountability, they might just draw the line. You might move from influence to manipulation very easily if you don't
wow.
have accountability. So I believe accountability and leadership, they go hand in hand. You may call your accountability partners maybe your inner circle members.
Mm,
Some of them could also be like what our mentor John Maxwell calls it, your outer circle members. Okay,
okay.
but first, the inner circle members, those are the people that they surround you. They are trusted. You trust them. They are people of like values, and
Mm,
they are people who are focused.
mm,
You don't just choose your inner circle members carelessly as a leader, because your inner circle members, they know you, they
mm,
see you, they see what others do not see. They
mm,
understand your failures, understand, they share in your
mm,
successes, and
mm,
they also understand your vulnerabilities.
mm,
So those are the people that are surrounding you. You must trust them, and they must
mm.
have great values. They must be focused. They must be purpose driven, and they too have to be goal oriented and growth oriented. So leaders need accountability. They need accountability partners. You can call them your inner circle members,
Okay.
but they need those people around them. Right.
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. If you just joined us or you listening to the replay, I have with me Coach Kate Onakumaya. She's an executive director on the Maxwell Leadership, and we're looking at leadership and accountability partners. Now, where do you get accountability partners from? And to
Accountability.
trust, I mean, the ones that you can trust, yes. Because,
Right. Thank you. Yeah, super. So accountability partners, they're people around you. They could
yeah.
be your business partners, they could be your peers, or they could be your mentors.
Okay.
They could also be your coach. But you need to take time to study the people around you and to pick those that you feel, okay, this person can be my accountability partner. Of course, you have your criteria laid out for you. They must be people of like values like you. They must be purpose driven. They must be doing something, you know.
Hmm.
They must be goal focused, goal oriented. They're not just lazy people lazing around and you're just going to share. In fact, your ideas are not safe around people who are not doing something. If you have great ideas, you need people who are also pursuing greatness like you
Wow.
to hold you accountable. Because if that
Wow.
person is not pursuing greatness like you, and you take your great idea to this person, they just might crush it, or they would not let they would just ignore it or just lay it aside. Or how can you dream so big? Who do you think you are to accomplish such a thing?
Yeah.
So you need people around you who are focused. Their accountability partners are goal driven, and they are growth focused, growth minded. So the people around you, look at them, identify them, and you can do sometimes like an interview. There are some people I collaborate with. because I want to see who they are. I want to evaluate their value, their worth, and then I
Mm.
can see, can I continue working with this person? How close can I get to this person?
Okay.
So that's how I pick my accountability partners. I look at the
Mm.
people around me, the people who are goal focused, they are purpose driven, they are serious in their businesses, serious with
That's
their
right.
lives, they have good values. And then I get close to them and find a way to work with them. Then I can see, okay, can I trust this person? You know, that's how I get my accountability partners. And it's been great so far because I'm someone that needs accountability. I think that's
Mm.
something we need to identify. Some people,
Mm.
I think we all need accountability, but some people need it to a higher degree than others.
Mm.
So I am that person that needs accountability to a really high degree,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I'll tell you why. The reason I need accountability to a high degree is because when I took the Clifton Strengths Finder, I'm also a strength certified coach. So I use
Okay.
the Clifton Strengths Finder to, I work with my coaching clients and I always get them to take this. So when I took this assessment, Clifton Strengths, consistency is at the bottom five of my
Wow.
strengths. Out of the 34 grid of strengths, consistency is, I think it's consistency should be number 32 or number 33. And I was shocked. I said, wow, how can consistency be so low on my strength grade? But with coaching, with the debrief and everything, I found out that yes, it is true that I
Yeah.
don't have the natural tendency to be consistent
Mm.
as a person
Mm.
because I'm restless. I like to try a lot of things. I like to be on the move. And if I find out that something is slowing me down, I drop it, I pick up another one. So I'm active. I'm an active person. So,
Mm.
and I also like results. So if I
Mm.
sometimes if I see that I'm not getting results quickly in something, I move. So I found out that I was, just shifting, moving from one thing to the other really
Mm.
quickly, and I wasn't getting the kind of results that I wanted to get. That's when I decided that I needed intentional accountability, not just
Mm.
have as that one, but I needed to be intentional about it, to be intentional about picking my accountability partners and staying in accountability so I can
Mm.
increase my focus and
Wow.
increase my results. Yeah, and
Wow.
that is helping me.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this. This is good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I want you to speak to this area, which is, even when you have an accountability partner, some just have it and they don't want to, be accountable because they just want to hear what they want to hear. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, totally. You see, awareness is key in life. Awareness is so key. If you don't have the awareness of what accountability can do for you, maybe some of you listening, some people listening, they might, okay, accountability, it's a good thing to have. Let me go get an accountability partner. But why do you actually need accountability? Why are you doing that? So if you don't have a strong why, you're always going to be going back and forth. You're going to drop off along the way. So
Mm. Mm.
you need to identify strongly with your purpose, identify strongly with your why. Because if you don't do that, you know, it's not you're not going to carry through, you're not going to pull through with accountability. It's just going to be one of those nice to have things.
That's right.
And you can also say, oh, I have accountability partner because everybody is saying they have accountability partners. And
Mm.
then you are not going to achieve the results that you want to achieve. Because
Wow.
sometimes I've experienced this, and in the beginning when I started getting accountability partners, it was also difficult for me. When
Yeah.
someone is holding you accountable and then you get tired, you're like, oh my god, this person is breathing down my neck so hard. I need space. I need to breathe. Why are they coming on so strong? But you ask that person to hold you accountable, and you give them timelines because the
Yeah.
accountability must be structured.
Yeah.
If I tell you, okay, I said, okay, please, I need you to hold me accountable for this thing, and I would love you to, to come to just walk with me and talk with me every week on Friday. Just check in with me on Fridays and see how far I am going with this
Yeah.
goal. That, and then when you come check on me on Friday, I ignore your call, I ignore your message, I don't respond. because, one, because I have
Wow.
not done the work that I said I would do.
Yeah. It reminds me. It it reminds me of a guy, under my radar, and you know, I'm helping him to write his book, and all of a sudden he avoids my calls. He avoids, In fact, he has even abandoned the book.
Oh, no.
And I feel for him because accountability partners, they're so important. I mean, I see, you go out there intentionally and show up, but
Yes.
what you're telling us that the secret behind your showing up is that you have an accountability partner.
Oh,
Is that correct?
seriously. That's so correct. I just released my first book. You know that.
Yeah,
In
congratulations.
February.
Yeah.
Thank you. So my book, The Growing Life, it came about as a result of accountability. It took me about 2 years to write that book. And
Wow.
the reason I was able to bring out that book was because at some point I realized that no, Kate, you need an accountability partner if this book needs to go out. So
Mm,
I got PBA. PBA was my accountability partner for that.
mm,
And he was so fantastic. He was
wow.
wonderful. He kept pushing me and he kept, driving me. Kate, where are you on this? Okay, this is the deadline. Why are you moving the deadline again?
Hmm.
If I said no, I said no, I'm not going to move the deadline. Okay, so what are you going to do? So he kept pushing me, he kept prompting me, and that's why when you have an accountability partner, you must respond. Don't say,
Mm,
well, even when you have not done the work, admit it that you have not done the work. If you're struggling or you're probably stuck, they can think with you on getting you unstuck, or find someone that can help you to get unstuck. All right. So if they're not, maybe if they're not experienced in helping coaching you to get you unstuck, so they will
yeah.
help you. So that's what PBA did for me, and with
Wow.
that accountability, I was able to release my book. He was
And
there.
I could see the way, we're being celebrated in Orlando like a movie star with your book.
Yes. Yes, so that's it. So really, and that's it. And I owe that to my accountability partner. He was there along with me, growing with me, pushing me, and I let him push me. That's it. When you have an accountability partner, allow that person to push you, and
Okay.
don't just be a taker, because that's one thing. Don't just be a taker, be a giver. Accountability relationship, it's a partnership. So
Wow.
as that person is holding you accountable for something, hold them accountable for something. So let
Awesome.
it be a partnership, because if it's just one way, and I think that's when people get weary, because it's just a one-sided relationship. So you feel, oh
Yeah.
my God, this person is pushing me. What are they doing? So, but you need to also be pushing them in one
Coach
direction.
Kate, do you
Yeah.
know something? You're so good at this. I think the next book should be on accountability partners.
Thank you. Okay,
And
that's a good
and you
point.
must you must acknowledge me when you write that book. You must acknowledge me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so knowing your strengths is key. I think
Yeah.
when you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. And once you know that your weaknesses they're not there to hold you back or to make you fail, your weaknesses help you to succeed. Because if I didn't know that that was not a strength, consistency is not a strength for me,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be intentional about looking for accountability partners. I will be
Mm, mm,
struggling. I'll still be
yeah.
struggling and thinking I'm okay, because
Mm,
maybe because I'm achieving little success in some areas, but I won't be so as focused as I currently
As you
am.
are today. Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah,
that's it.
we're so proud of you. We're so proud of you, and
Thank
you know,
you.
have I've had you on. We've had a collaboration recently that you represented me at one of our trainings, and the feedback was awesome. You know, and it's you insisted that you wanted me to give you a feedback. On how the session went, and I also asked you for a feedback. So even the session before we had it, we had a mini session for about 1 hour that I took you through the slides, and you were intentional. You listened. You said you wanted to speak, with my voice
Yes.
at the session. So it shows that you must be a good communicator and a listener at the same time. You know, because when it comes to accountability, it also comes to listening. Um, like I said, some people just want to hear what they want to hear, and it's a good place to be. Now, tell us as we close this session, um, you know, what is it that you think could be a challenge for a leader who doesn't have an accountability partner?
Oh, if you don't have an accountability partner, you're just like a ship without a sail.
Wow.
You know, you don't when you don't have a ship without a sail cannot go very far.
Hmm.
There is nothing for the wind, to use to propel you forward. So
Wow.
you need accountability partners, because if you don't have one, you can't go very far as a leader. And like I said in the beginning, you're going to cross the line between the thin line, very thin line between influence and manipulation. Because
Wow.
as you go further, as you go higher in leadership, people look up to you, and people kind of sometimes they revere you, and there is that temptation, to manipulate them to get what you want, which
Hmm.
I see sometimes leaders, in quotes, manipulating people to get what they want, to go where they want to go, instead
Hmm.
of influencing the people to get what the people want. Because leadership is
Wow.
about people, it's not about you. It's not
Hmm.
about you, the leader, it's about the people.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you don't have accountability partners, or you don't have any form of accountability as a leader, you're just going to be like a dictator,
Hmm.
a know it all, and
Hmm.
someone that um, manipulates people to get what they want. At the end of
Wow.
the day, you don't leave a legacy, a good legacy, and people don't
Wow.
really respect you as a leader. You're just going to be one of those people that pass through, and everybody just wish that, oh my God, this person, I just wish that this person will stop leading me, because they are
Wow.
not accountable. You think you're the only one that knows it all, you can do it all, and no one else can measure up to you. So without accountability, a leader is like a ship without a sail. There is nothing for the wind to use to move you forward.
Wow. Wow. Oh, two more questions. This has been an amazing session. If you just join
Yeah.
us, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke. I have with me on the platform the executive director on the Maxwell Leadership, Coach Kate Onokumaya, and she's speaking all the way from the uh, the city of Port Harcourt, and we are so thankful and joyful to have you on the platform. Now, two more questions. Do you have mentors at all? Who are your mentors?
Oh, I have amazing mentors. I
Wow.
have amazing mentors. I have mentors for almost every area in my life. I have, and that is another thing with mentors. Mentors, you need more than one mentor, because no one is good at everything. So I have mentors in my business building, people, someone that helps me to build my business.
Mm-hmm.
I have spiritual mentors.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, someone that, spiritually, this person guides me and mentors me in that on that path. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I have a coaching mentor.
Okay.
Yes, I have a coaching mentor. I have peer mentors.
Okay.
peer mentors, that's people that they are my peers.
Wow. Wow. I think your yeah, probably I think network is challenging. So maybe she needs to come back in. Yeah. So, but basically, we've had a wonderful time. I mean, this is Leadership Talk with Adegoke. I think it's raining in Port Harcourt, and yeah. Okay, you're back.
Yes, I'm sorry. I lost power. My electricity
Okay.
went off. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's okay. I said it was. I said, is it still raining in Port Harcourt?
Yes, it's still raining in Port Harcourt.
Okay. Yeah. So you were talking about your mentors. It's
Yes, I
okay.
was talking about my mentors here. So I have coaching mentors, I have leadership mentors, I have business building mentors, I have spiritual mentors, people that
Wow.
guide me, yes, and they lead me towards my goals. I sound with them. They're like sounding boards, and then they advise me. So my mentors are people that are better than me in those particular areas.
Wow.
They've gone higher than me in those particular areas. So I want to aspire to be like them and to be more than them. Because
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Wow. So it shows that you must really be very open-minded, I mean, I want to congratulate you on that. Finally,
Oh, yeah.
how can our listeners reach you from all over the world? I mean, we have people from, the UAE, we have people from Pakistan, India, in the replay, they might want to listen, and reach out to you. Yes. Can you just
Yeah,
share your
so
details?
they can connect with me through my social media handles.
Okay.
Everything about me is Kate Onokomaya. So the way you see my name, check it. Facebook at Kate Onokomaya, LinkedIn Kate Onokomaya. So they can reach me through my social media handle. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, but I prefer LinkedIn. So if the fastest way to get to me is on LinkedIn. So I'm
Wow.
there. So
Wow.
reach out to me on LinkedIn and I will definitely respond, especially if you mention leadership with Goke, leadership talk with Goke.
Yeah, Adegoke. Yeah. Okay. I think your network is gone a bit.
I look
Yes.
forward to connecting with your listeners and more.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Hi,
Awesome.
Sever.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Am
still here.
I
Yeah.
knocked
Yeah.
out again?
Okay. Yes. It's okay. It's okay. Well, you've done very well, even with the rain. It shows that you're a very resilient person. So I want to
Yes.
thank you for coming on the platform and my best wishes to your family. Thank you for coming on Leadership Talk with Adegoke. This is the 80th podcast. Yes, 80th. And we've looked at
And
leadership.
I'm so happy to be on the 80th podcast. Okay, eight is like my magic number.
Wow,
Eight,
wow,
eight.
wow.
Yes, the number eight is everywhere around me. So when you said this is the 80th episode, I just
Yeah.
smiled. I smiled. I said, no, this is not a coincidence, because
Wow.
eight is who I was born on the 8th of August,
Wow. Double eight.
1978, triple eight,
Wow.
and my
Wow.
mom says it was around 8 a.m.
Wow.
Yes.
And we are even having this program at 8 p.m.
And it's the 80th.
Wow. Wow. This is so spooky.
I
I
know,
must be
right?
I, I must be careful with you. Once it comes to anything eight, I must cede it to you.
Yes. Yes.
The eighth lady. Wow.
I'm happy to be
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
special. Yeah, awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us as well. I can see your friend Odemi Olaiwale is also here from the city of Jos.
All
She said
right,
that
that's great.
yeah, he said that accountability is a game changer. We appreciate
It
everyone. And even for
is.
those that are going to watch the replay or listening. Thank you everyone.
It
And have a
is.
very nice
And like
so
courses, if you're taking certifications courses, if you're even on academic programs, get an accountability partner. Seriously, everything.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. So you want to say bye-bye to everyone?
Yes, so that's my final word with you. No matter what you're doing in life, as a leader, there is no time you should be without an accountability partner. If you
Wow.
follow this system, I'm telling you, your focus is going to increase and your results will skyrocket because you
Wow.
have someone that is holding you accountable.
That's right. So you heard from the lady, the accountability lady, and the executive director, Maxwell Leadership. Thank you, and congratulations once again on your cultural awards. So have
All
a good
right.
evening, everyone. Have a good morning, good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you for
Bye
joining.
bye.